What's up guys, it's Nick again, and this is my second video on this new channel, so I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. Now, as you can tell, I just got off of work. I'm gonna go home, change, and then as the video says, I kind of already revealed it on my Instagram and with the last video, but I'm going to officially reveal my new car. What's going on guys? We're actually in my new Accord. I know that little, that last bit was in the old Accord, but we're actually in the new one. I know this is a car review, I just said what it is, but you guys already knew that from the last video, which if you haven't watched it, you gotta check it out. Like I said, you guys gotta check out that last video. I taught you how to change the tie rods in a 7th gen Accord. I'm going to be teaching you guys a little bit more about the car. Right now I'm going to pick up some tune-up parts, but more importantly, I'm going to be officially revealing the car. I know I did on Instagram, but this is actually going to be like the full video, the whole deal. I'm going to show you every detail and my plans for it. So what's going on? I know it is stupid bright out. Sorry for the sunglasses. I know it seems kind of rude. But we are out here in the middle of an abandoned parking lot, just about. There's a building over there, but they're kind of useless to me. I picked this parking lot just so I could show off the car. It would be pretty quiet compared to my driveway because I live on the side of a highway. Here she is, the 2005 Honda Accord Coupe. It's a 2.4 liter inline 4 with the iVTEC, but there is a way to make the VTEC a bit more responsive because the iVTEC essentially just makes it so that it's more of a daily driver. So I actually have some pretty big plans for this car. Now, I know you guys, if you're from my Instagram, you'll recognize the Prelude, my 2.1 liter B21A1 1990 Honda Prelude. It's been a mess lately, that's why I bought the Honda Accord, so it could be a better daily. Instead of keeping the Accord stock like I should with the daily, I'm going to tastefully mod it as much as you can do that to an Accord. I'm going to show you guys the car, and I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to be doing to the car. Are these nasty wheels. They're super curbed up. Also brand new tires. Shout out to my parents for my birthday. That was yesterday. They got me those tires and they registered it, so shout out. These rims are nasty. Every single rim is like that. They're all just as bad as the next, and there's a pretty simple fix that I thought of for doing it. They're all just as bad. So the quote-unquote simple fix that I have for my Accord is actually going to be Plasti-Dip. Now, Plasti-Dip seems like a kind of ghetto fix for it, but my thought process is that a new set of wheels is probably $1,200 if I want to get name brand new ones. Could go used and probably get them for $8. I don't see the car as needing a set of wheels quite yet because they're all straight, none of them are bent. It's a daily that has to commute in New England roads, and if you've ever been to New England, you know those roads, they're not good for nice wheels. And not to mention, I still don't know this car that well. I've only owned it since Saturday or Friday, so I can't say how reliable it's going to be. And considering I'm about to go drop another couple hundred in parts, I want to make sure that it is reliable and it is all set before I go ahead and start spending money on cosmetics. My theory is that with Plasti-Dipping them, I'm not going black or lime green like typical racers would. I'm going to find an aluminum color. I believe Duplicolor has a peelable paint where it's aluminum colored. It looks like a rim. And my thought is that I can get rid of some of the brake dust. It'll fill in the grooves that have been worn in through the curbs, and it'll make them look a little bit newer, even though they're all curbed up. Now, besides wheels, you're also thinking, hey, that's a pretty nice new headlight right there. Well, we can't say the same for both of them. Now, my thought for the headlights is I'm going to keep that one as a spare in case I crash it or anything happens to it. But there's a set of blacked out headlights going for about 120 bucks. They're LED, xenon, they're halos, they look amazing, and I'm going to install those. One thing I want to do with the headlights is cover up this piece up here with a wrap that's the same color as the body. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that quite yet because obviously that's a functional piece of the headlight. But I will keep you guys updated as I'm doing a full video on a custom headlight install to make this car look 5 years newer. My thought process with that is that it'll give it a nice, sharp, rectangular shape to the headlights on both sides. It'll make them look much newer, and considering they're going to be blacked out headlights, it'll also make the whole car look a lot more slim. One of the main differences between the 7th gen Accord, which is what I have, and the 8th gen Accord, which is the next year one, it's 2008 and newer. The rear window shape is different, taillights are different, door handles are different, and the headlights are different. This sounds kind of silly, but hear me out. The rear window shape is not my favorite. It's not bad, but it's an outdated design. The way the 08 Accord works is there's window trim here, and then it tapers down and comes to a point up here. My thought is that with a piece of vinyl that's the same color as the body, I can make it come to a point up here and change the rear window shape to look a little bit newer. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but I think it's going to come out pretty okay, and I'll let you guys know how it turns out on my Instagram. I'm sure you guys have been noticing all the dents and how beat up this poor car is. Look at that. One of the funny stories this car has, and the reason it looks so beat up and scratched, it wasn't a minor front end collision, that's why it has a new headlight. That was all fixed. As you can tell, the panels don't align perfectly, but they do line up pretty good. I'm thinking I can tweak it when I go to put a new fender on. The story behind dents like this and the one in the A-pillar. So the guy I bought it from was a super chill guy. I highly doubt he's watching this video, but if he is, what's up? So he was a pretty chill guy, and his ex-girlfriend, or his girlfriend at the time, got really angry with him. I'm not sure why, I don't care. But we can all make our own assumptions. So his girlfriend got angry with him and actually took a baseball bat to the Accord. Now, as you can see, that is literally the shape of a baseball bat. That is the round end of it hitting there. She beat up that. She took out on the A-pillar, which I'm going to have to Bondo. There are a few dents in the roof, but you can barely see them, so I'm going to rock with it for now. And then we have the rear deck lid. As you can tell, this is literally the outline of a baseball bat. So, one of the things I've already done, and you can see it in my last video, I've already made a Craigslist deal and I bought a new deck lid for 35 bucks with absolutely no dents in it. So for body panels, we're going to need this fender, since it's been all messed up down here and it's super caved in. We're going to need a hood, as it's taken a few good hits with a baseball bat right here and here. And we're going to need this front fender right here, as it also took some gnarly hits from the baseball bat. I also want to do a custom grill and either wrap this piece in carbon fiber or paint it a different color. We also have some other body damage right here along that door and along the bumper, where I believe the car was sideswiped at one point. It's not the biggest deal. I wanted to paint the rear bumper anyway, and I need to get rid of this. This is the only rust on the entire car, is right here on this wheel well. So I figure we can go ahead, I can grind this out, I can put a piece of replacement steel, weld it in, and then repaint it. And then we also have some dents on the door, as you can see. I believe that was part of the side swipe. It's pretty messed up, so I'm looking for doors. If anyone's selling one, let me know. I haven't been able to find a clean coupe door yet, but I'm going to keep looking. Having no dents in the deck lid is going to make the car look so much cleaner, and once I install a different wing on it, it's going to look awesome. Now, I picture a new wing on this car will give it a more aggressive look. It'll make it a little bit more assertive and maybe even make it look like the V6. One of my favorite features for this car is actually the interior, and I'm going to show you why, but mainly it's extremely clean. And I've changed a few pieces of it already. One of the pieces came from the Craigslist deal I made, and the other piece actually came from pick and pull from another Accord coupe. Alright guys, we are actually in the Accord right now, and I'm just going to show you guys around the interior, show you what I've replaced, and show you what I like about it, and why I actually chose this car. As you can see, somehow the Honda emblem got dented, and these little pieces in the back could probably get glued down, or whatever the proper fix would be. As you can see, it has the original radio in it, and one of the reasons it does is because it is extremely hard to change the radios to a standard aftermarket head unit in these Accords. The reason for that is you can see the shape right here. This is your main radio, which is what you'd be replacing. But you can see it's not a standard shape. It kind of goes to a V at the end, and it's a little bit different. I know they make a head unit that replaces this whole piece right here, but for $300, I don't see the reasoning when this one works just fine. In this car was actually this stupid little thing right here. Originally, when you went to close it, it wouldn't stay down and it would just close and then pop back up. When I went to pick and pull, it was very hard to find this piece. I actually had to look in the trunk of another car to find it. Now that I actually found that piece, however, it's awesome to have it closed because I like to keep a very, very clean interior, as you can tell. And I always try to keep it as immaculate as possible. So when I could find this piece, and it was actually a little plastic clip, once you pull this out, it's behind the door, like up in here. It was just a little plastic clip, but I ended up buying 3 of these units, and the guy only charged me for 1. If you guys are ever looking for car parts that you may need, make sure you check out Pick and Pull because they can have anything you need for pretty cheap. It's a bit worn out, it looks old, and I'm sure with a new cover, it'll restore this interior almost 100%. I also want to get a steering wheel cover, and I absolutely hate steering wheel covers, right? So if anyone knows where I can find a super thin steering wheel cover, please let me know. I'm not trying to sew my own steering wheel cover. I know Amazon's gonna pull that one up, has on me. So I'm looking for the thinnest steering wheel cover that I can find, because steering wheel covers just end up making the wheel a bit too bulky and not very comfortable to drive. I know my windshield is cracked. I actually have an order put in for a new windshield, so I'm waiting for that to come in, and then I'm going to install that, or get it installed probably. Of course, it's your standard 5-speed automatic. There's no sport mode in this Accord because it hadn't come out yet when this generation was made, but it is still a pretty peppy little car. You'll also notice I have heated seats, high and low, for both the passenger and driver. I'm pretty sure when I replaced this piece back here, I actually undid the wiring for the passenger, so I'll have to try and fix that when I get a little free time. Also, we got the sunroof. Don't mess with me for how dirty it is. I know, same with the back windshield. I had to clean the windshield though because I couldn't see through it, but I do plan on replacing that very soon. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna grab our valet key since I broke the fob. We're gonna start it up. And one thing I love is the gauge clutch on this car. It looks pretty awesome. So now that you guys have seen the interior, the back seat's not much different. It's still a pretty clean interior. I'm also going to go ahead and mention that I've thought about wrapping these aluminum bits on the door cards as well. It's a brushed aluminum finish, as you can see. I've debated wrapping all of that carbon fiber. It would look pretty damn clean. Another stupid thing I'm going to mention about this car, and comparative to any other car I've owned or even really driven, it idles super smooth. Now, the main issue with the Prelude right now actually is that it doesn't really idle at all. But this car actually runs immaculate. Like I said, now we're going to hop out of the Accord. We're actually going to pop the hood. We're going to pop the hood, which is right there. We're going to take a look inside. As you can see, the engine in this car is a 2.4 liter inline-4 double overhead cam with iVTEC. iVTEC is essentially the economy version of VTEC, and there are a few aftermarket tuning bits that you can throw into your ECU, like it's just a button you press, and it'll make the car a little bit peppier as if it were normal VTEC. It runs incredibly smooth for an engine with almost 250,000 miles, and one of the benefits, compared to the Prelude for example, is that it has a timing chain instead of a timing belt, which means it can't really snap, and if it does, it's a super rare instance, and you don't have to replace them. Now, I'm not too hyped to show you guys the trunk since it's actually extremely dirty, and I will be doing a video on how to make your own trunk liner / floor, that platform in the back where the spare goes under. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own spare cover. But for now, I'm going to show you how bad it is and why I need to replace it. So this is the one new tire that was on the car when I first bought it. As you can tell, pretty good tread, so I'm going to keep that there. However, this is nasty. This is disgusting, and I will be replacing it with a piece of plywood that has its own carpet attached to it. So that wraps up my vehicle tour of my 2005 Honda Accord Coupe with the inline-4. Thank you guys for watching. I know it may have been kind of a boring video for some of you, but if you're interested in my pure opinion on this car after a couple of days of ownership, I love it. Now I'll admit, visibility isn't the greatest as it has a very thick C-pillar, but it's an amazingly comfortable and smooth car to drive, even at higher speeds like 80 or 90. Since it's inline-4, this thing won't do 0 to 60 in 5 seconds with a tune, but they do make aftermarket tunes for it that I will install in the near future. In the next video, you'll actually see me be doing a tune-up, not a carb cleaning and tune-up like everyone on Craigslist says. An actual tune-up with spark plugs, air filters, all the works. Since I know it probably hasn't been changed since Obama was in office, I know I need to get on that ASAP, so I'm going to head to O'Reilly's. I'm going to close out this video. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to watch the next video so you can keep up to date with this car, my Prelude, and my motorcycle. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see all my automotive photography and stay super up to date. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.